'Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh, and welcome back to my Humongous Entertainment Retrospective here on my channel. Today we're looking at a character that only had one game in the Junior Adventure series, that being Fatty Bear. His introduction and final appearance in this series will be right here with Fatty Bear's birthday surprise. So roll the intro.
Good night, Kayla.
Good night, Dad. Tomorrow's my birthday, and Mom and Dad did have a big surprise for me. Good night, Fatty Bear. You be good. I love you, Fatty Bear.
So Fatty Bear's birthday surprise is about Fatty Bear, who basically think of it as just like a teddy bear with red overalls on. But the concept is basically like Toy Story. At nighttime, the toys come alive and they can wander the house to their heart's content. And they can do things that the parents don't seem too concerned with when they wake up in the morning. But we'll get into that later. So Fatty Bear is building a birthday party for his child. Not his child, but you know, like his owner, Kayla, who's a young girl, and it's her birthday tomorrow. And so over the course of the night, we have to build a birthday cake. That's the big one. And as we go to build the birthday cake in the kitchen, we realize that her parents got her a puppy, but for some reason they stuck the poor puppy in a box. And so the puppy breaks out, as puppies like to do, and it runs amok, and we have to solve the puppy problems as well, and also help Gretchen, who is this doll, fix other birthday things, even though this moose and clown do nothing. Like, they're just sitting here the whole time. They're not helping at all. The whole thing with the cake is we have to look around a little bit to find things for the cake. And the first time I played this game, I didn't play this one as a kid. It was part of the ones where I got all the Humongous Adventure games as a college student. So I played this one in college for the first time, and I'll tell you what, this one like stumped me a little bit. Because of the old art style, things aren't obvious, like what you need to click on and what are just for funsies. So it took me a little bit to figure out some of the puzzles, but I mean, I figured it out, which is good. And now it's pretty easy to know where everything is. It took me a little bit because I'm like, where are all these things for the cake? Because I found like the sugar later in the game in a different spot, and I found like a measuring cup where it shouldn't be. But I was like, where's the milk and eggs? And I'm like, oh, it's just in the fridge and the cupboards and everything right here. So that's a little bit weird. It's just that part of my brain that's a point-and-click adventure fan. I expect things to be not right next to where they need to go. And this is like literally like one click away. It's like most of the things you need to find in this game. So that was just a bit odd. Now it's like pretty easy to know. It's like, oh, like 80% of the things you need for the cake are in the kitchen, because that makes sense. Like I said, the puppy breaks out, and so we need to find another ribbon for the puppy, but also the puppy goes and attacks Gretchen's board, I guess, her happy birthday board. So we have to look around and find letters. Again, the moose and the clown could have helped, but they don't. And so she's setting up streamers and whatnot, but you also need to blow up balloons because, of course, like, no one else can do it. Poor Fatty Bear is really putting in the work here. There's also the rabbit who's in the kitchen, who just kind of sits there being like, we need more stuff for the cake. Like, get more stuff for the... He doesn't really help make the cakes. He does a little bit once you get all the ingredients, but not a ton of help from her either. It's really Fatty Bear's putting in the work here. He's clearly like the big guy in the house. But yeah, that's basically it. Like, we're making a cake, we're fixing the puppy problems. There are a lot of interesting little tidbits around the house. Like, there's a piano that you can play, and it works like an actual piano. Obviously, it's not very good because it's a video game piano, but it does, like, the notes work as a piano. And there's an aquarium where you can look at fish, click on fish. There's like a treehouse to explore. There's some bowling you can do, which doesn't really work like bowling because you get a strike and it doesn't add it on later. So the highest you can get is 100. So even though the score looks kind of bad, actually isn't bad. So if you think you can beat it, go ahead and give it a try. Because this bowling game isn't the greatest, but it's okay. There's also a little nod to putt-putt, because of course, like, this game came out around the same time as Putt-Putt Goes to the Moon, so they're gonna nod to it. All these humongous adventure games nod to the rest of the cast, as we've seen Fatty Bear appeared in Putt-Putt Goes to the Moon in the minigame. So there are always nods, little hints to other games in this franchise, so it feels very connected. But that's like about it with Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise. It's not a long game. It's a decent amount of backtracking, because the game, like, you do one thing and then all of a sudden the puppy will break something else. You have to go do this other thing, and you're bouncing around a lot. It's not a bad little game. It's cute. I like the setting enough. It's not a great setting. Like, I'm not like, wow, I can't wait to explore this house. But, like, the house is well designed. I like the way it feels. Like, it feels very homey and cozy, and there are plenty of cool things to find and discover, like even just the basement, like attic, the garage. Like, there's a bunch of stuff, like different areas, the backyard, the front yard. Like, there are cool things to find, see, and do, but, like, it is just a house at the end of the day. Like, it's understandable why this game didn't really, like, take off, because something like a putt-putt you can play anytime. It's a fun birthday gift for a kid, but, like, you play it once, and then I think there's, like, some alternate path with, like, where the letters are, but that's, like, it. So it's not very hard, and the replay value isn't great, but it is okay. Like I said, it's not very long. It took about a half an hour. Of course, I like to dawdle around when replaying these, and I'm not rushing it, and not skipping any dialogue. I'm listening, filing things out, and it is a cute little game. It's okay in the grand scheme of things, and I think the toughest part with something like this is Fatty Bear doesn't really show up as a character in other games. Like, he has appearances and cameos in, like, some spin-offs, but not ever another mainline Fatty Bear game. So, like, these characters don't mean a lot to me. Like, Fatty Bear is a cool little guy, and, like, the rest of the cast is fine, but they don't ever get a chance to be expanded upon, and, like, we don't get a chance to see him again. Where something like the first Putt-Putt, it's the same deal. Like, Putt-Putt's a fun little dude, and you meet Pep and whatnot. It's the multiple games after that you can grow and appreciate, like, the characters and love the world a bit more. So where this one, like, it's just one appearance for all of these guys, and it's okay at the end of it. It's fine. Cute little game. I played it in November because that's my birthday month. It felt appropriate to take a step back and talk about this not lost, like, he's involved in every collection that they do, but he's not, like, on any of the packages. Like, he's not included in the big four, because he was the second ever mascot for one of these adventure games, but he just kind of got left behind, which is unfortunate. But, like, it you can see, like, why. Like, what more do we do is the house, the Toy Story thing, like a school, I guess, but, like, as opposed to something like Car Town, which you can do car-based anything, or, Pajama Sam, like the Land of Darkness, or Freddy Fish has an entire ocean to explore. Like, there's way more possibilities there than just a suburban area, which is a house, like I said, a school maybe. But that is Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise. If you played this one, is this one your favorite? I'd actually be really interested to know if this one's your favorite, because this one is not talked about, like, at all in terms of this entire franchise. And it's a cute little experiment, I guess, because, like, the world design for what it is pretty impressive. Like, I can remember the map layout pretty well in my head, and it loops really well. Like, it's not confusing, but it's a little samey.
Good morning. Oh my goodness, what a surprise! Everything looks beautiful.
Happy birthday, Kayla! We have a surprise for you.
Oh, a puppy! This is the best birthday I ever had. Thank you, Fatty Bear. Oh, thank you, everybody.
And, you know, I wish we saw more of Fatty Bear and other things, but it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. So, yeah, that'll about do it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching, and as always, like this if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you at some point.